Right, so I might be a little late on this, boys. However, I don't think anyone else has a tutorial video on GhostFace Shujinko, so you know what? I still might be the first on this, even though GhostFace came out like months ago. I've uploaded quite a few videos, and I discovered a lot of really cool things you can do with GhostFace Shujinko with the move stealing, and there's... God, this team is so good, guys, alright? This team is amazing. It's, you know, it's fair. Like, I know Movado, you do get, like, sweep combos and, like, some good, like, assassin move steal, or like, no, not move steals. You get really good just mix-up potential with like the assassin variation. But I think this team also has a lot of really good potential. Just do some crazy stuff, and I love the damage you get from this team. So let's just get into this video, shall we? Also, again, if you do want to just look at the combos, don't want to look at the explanations, just skip to this time frame, and you'll just get the combos. Alright, anyway, moving on. Let's get into it. Alright, so basic combos, right? You got your 2-2 grab, normal combo starter. You get your jump in 2-2 right after that if you wanted to. And you know, normally are. How you would approach this with Shujinko? Well, normally, right, if you play a lot of GhostFace, you're probably used to doing forward 4 after this into like another one of these, into back 3. But with Shujinko, right, what you want to do with this route, forward dash and standing 4-4 and a crumple stun, and you can just get one of those. Right? Because that's pretty awesome. You can get a standing 4-4 and a crumple stun in the middle of a combo. That does, like, the standing 4-4 is his most, like, optimal kind of string, along with his forward 2-1. They both do the same amount of damage. So that's definitely, like, one of the more basic combos you can do with this team without move stealing. However, if you don't want to spend a bar, though, and this is actually slightly more optimal anyway, so if, instead of doing this, you can just do right into the crumple stun, right? And there's a cool property about his back 2 that you might not know about, is that when they're like in the air suspended, and you do a back 2, it actually bounces them up. So this crumple stun acts like they're in the air, and it bounces them. And you can go for one of these. And you get a decent amount of damage for that. So altogether, if you land like 2-2, yeah, that's going to do 34% for that. So it is a lot more optimal. It's going to do even more if you start it with a forward 2 or forward 2-1. So I like just trying to get a hit into the crumple stun is going to get you a decent amount of damage. And if you don't have Shujinko, it's pretty easy to just kind of do back 2 into cameo, and then he's going to be charging that whole time. And then by the end of the combo, he's already fully charged, and you got a fully charged Shujinko ready to go. Alright, so corner combos, right? Pretty much. It's not going to be too different. Instead of going for a back 2, I mean, you can go for a back 2 if you want to. It's not that different, but it's just a jump 2-2 while they're in crumple stun, and then it's pretty much the same ender. It does slightly more, like, it does like 3 more damage, if you really care about that, but you can do that in the corner. And actually, this crumple stun in the corner is actually going to be pretty useful, because normally, like, mid-screen, if you do like a back 3 and a crumple stun, you can't really get like a jump 3 or a jump 2-2. It's like damn near impossible to get a jump in with 2-2, but in the corner, if you do it, it's really easy. So we're going to use that for corner combos with move stealing later on, which is going to be super nice. But let's move on to some move steal combos, though. They're going to get creative. I like these move steal combos. Let's go. All right, move steal combos. We got a basic kind of pop-up, right? There's a lot of different things you can do with this. There's a lot of routes you can take, some optimal, suboptimal, less optimal, whatever you want to do. They're all going to do a decent amount of damage. I will say, with all the teams that I've made with Shujinko, GhostFace probably has the least amount of damage, but then he has like the most amount of damage with certain characters, and you'll see what I mean later. Alright, so like a basic move steal combo, like the easiest kind of route you can take is going to be 2-2 grab, then another back 3 into this, and you get a solid 39%. It's like the easiest way to do it. It's the least amount of damage. There's some really cool stuff you can do with this though, so let's show off some more. Alright, so this 2-2 string actually has a lot of hit advantage. And we're going to abuse that a little bit, because you can do 2-2. That's kind of hard to time. You can get it twice. For a solid 41%. Now, that's not actually the most optimal, though. there's another route you can take that does, I think, a little less damage than that. It's a little easier, because that is kind of tough to land. You can jump 2-2. Yeah, you get pretty much almost 40% for that. And it's identical to this, basically. Like, you're pretty much just doing this combo, but with a normal, like, jump in, right? Like, you're just doing that combo, but with, like, a Shujinko move steal, but instead of doing this. And the reason you don't really, like, the reason it's slightly more damage than just doing, like, the ball into this is because the scaling on, like, whenever you do that pop-up, whether it's 2-2 grab or forward 4, it's going to scale pretty heavily. So if you don't do that and you do, like, forward 4 crumple stun into, like, an ender, it's going to do more damage because it's not as heavily scaled. Alright, so let's talk about the most optimal ways to actually use a move steal. And it's kind of tough to land, but if you get a standing 4 into 2-2 grab, that is actually going to be the best way to get some good damage out of this. Now, that standing 4 to grab is kind of tricky to land, especially with some move steals that push them really far away. Like with Mileena's, luckily it kind of keeps you close. You can do a standing 4 into a little forward dash, because it has a pretty big hitbox, like up all the way up there. Like, that's how high it hits. So if the move steal leaves them close, it's kind of easier to land. But if the move steal kind of pushes them far away, like Johnny or something like that, then you're probably better off just doing like a forward dash into like 2-2 grab into it. Just try and like improvise it as much as you can. But yeah, with something like Mileena that actually leaves them pretty close, it's pretty easy to get a standing 4 into 2-2 grab. And that is like the most optimal way you can actually, so the most optimal way to do this would be like... You get a solid 43% for that for a 4-2-1. Again, you're not even using any bar yet. Like, if you wanted to use bar, you could do, like, the same thing. Use teleport into this. And then you get your full combo after that. It's not going to do that much more. It's going to do, like, maybe, like, 20 damage more. But you get, like, pretty much the teleport, or kind of just used to extend it, like, a little more. It's not going to be that crazy, but... for regular pop-ups like Mileena's, right? I know I'm spending a lot of time on Mileena, but don't worry, we're gonna speed through the rest of them because I just want you to understand kind of how Shujinko move steal works. Because with GhostFace, we can get a lot of double move steal combos because of how long his combos are, and you can charge Shujinko in like the middle of a lot of them. So with Mileena, right? If you do a Mileena ball roll, and let's just say like he's fully charged again, but if we did the Mileena ball roll again, it wouldn't actually like land. It would just knock him down. But for some move steals, that actually pops him up again. And that's kind of how we get double move steal combos. But with Mileena, we can't do it because it knocks him down. It sucks, but oh well. But with Mileena, it does pop up pretty high. So if you were to do something like this, instead of ending it like normally, you could also just do that. So if Shujinko's like halfway charged or something, and then you're like doing in the middle of this combo, and then like he fully charges by the end of it, and then you can just go for like one of those after that, and then get like a back 3 into ender. And that's kind of how you want to try and think about using Shujinko while using GhostFace. I think we're done with Mileena. We're gonna move on to another character now. Homelander. So Homelander's a restander, right? You do this, you can get a combo extension from it, easy like that. So restanders are where you're gonna get a lot of damage. Mainly because if you want to spend a bar, you can do some pretty crazy things with this. If you've seen any of my GhostFace videos, you probably know what's coming, but with someone like Homelander, right? Oh, it's gonna get crazy. Hold on a second. Let me put him on default real quick and show you just exactly what you can do with this. God, that was a lot of damage. Now, if you're wondering why I just switched over to the left side, that's because, fun fact, if I did this in the center, right? So let me actually show it off in the corner real quick. So normally, if you try and do this specific Homelander move steal, right? It's gonna hit him in the corner, like first hit. But then if you try and do it again in the corner. I'm just gonna pretend like he's full right now, just for sake of ease. He doesn't get hit the second time. I don't know what it is about the Homelander move steal, but like if you hit him in the corner, and then the second time you try to hit him in the corner, it'll just whiff. But if he's not in the corner, it will hit, which I find really weird. So try and keep that in mind when you're playing against a Homelander with pretty much anyone, if you're trying to do a double move steal combo. But with GhostFace, they're super easy to get. But try and keep in mind that it's probably not going to land for the second hit. I don't know why, but it just doesn't work. Another thing with the Homelander move steal, if you've seen any of the other tutorials, obviously you can hold this and just keep him up, and any move that pops him up, even like a sweep, will go ahead and actually pop him up if you time it right. It's kind of hard to land a sweep one, but you can do it, and it is sick. And if you're the assassin, well, guess what? The same thing applies. Yeah, I know I spent another bar there, but I mean, I kind of just want to keep him in the corner, and also, it looks cooler. You could just also, like, just do a normal combo after it. Just, like, do one of these, and then the, like, Crumple stun, if you really wanted to. But, I mean, again, you know, this just works if you want to do, like, mix-ups with it, especially in the corner. But, yeah, this move, like, this move steal really works with, it pretty much does work the same with, like, GhostFace Bravado, you know? You can either get, like, that overhead, or you can get, like, a low, and then you get a pop-up from it, which is just really nice. I like it. I like it a lot. Alright, Quan Chi. Now, why am I showing Quan Chi? He pretty much does the same thing as, like, Homelander. You can just kind of hit him afterwards, but the reason I'm showing Quan Chi, and there's actually a few other people you can do this with, like Sub-Zero, and, Cyrax, but I'm showing Quan Chi because his is probably the best scaling, is you can actually do one of these, and just, you can get a phone call after it, and it combos. But yeah, it's really the same, like, combo as, like, Homelander's, but except you can get a phone call in there, because it leaves them there for so long, that you can just, like, fully do a combo like this. Yeah, 48%, kind of nuts. I like that a lot for a bar. But yeah, that's pretty much all I want to show with Quan Chi. You can do the same thing with Cyrax, Sub-Zero. Yeah, that's about it with this one. Just a little phone call trick you can do. Anyway, moving on. Conan. Conan, alright, if you know about Conan, you know that his down back has, like, the worst scaling possible. However, he does have this move, down, forward, up, which does make for making this 2-2-2 string actually really good, because you can do forward cameo into it and get an extension after it, because this is special cancelable, and it leaves him in the air, which is really good for that move steal. And I mean, you can do an Omar version of it, and just do... Why isn't it coming out? You could just do, like, one of these. It does a decent amount of damage. Crumple stun with, like, one of these bad boys. And you're still getting 43% for no bar, like, which with GhostFace is actually kind of a lot. But if you wanted to spend a bar, you can get nearly 50% for this. This is like one of my favorite combos to do with GhostFace. I'm not gonna lie, it is really cool to do. So if you have a full thing of Shujinko, right, and you want to spend a bar, you could do something like this. Yep, 50% for that. And Shujinko is in the middle of charging. So he's not fully charged by the end of the combo, but still, 50%, double move steal combo. It's awesome. I love it. It's a fantastic combo. Of course, it's going to do more damage if you can't really do the Conan move steal, like with a 4-2-1, like this doesn't special cancel. But you could always just spend 2 bars. And it's definitely going to do over 50%. Yeah, 2 bars, you're definitely getting over 50% for that if you open them up with this instead. And again, this is one of those move steals where even like after a lot of gravity has been hit, if you do one of these, it'll pretty much guaranteed to hit no matter how much gravity has been used at that point. So it is one of those move steals. You can kind of just do this at any point and still get it back free afterwards, no matter how much gravity has been used. That's pretty much all I want to show off with Conan, though. Let's move on. So Omni Man. There's nothing actually unique about Omni Man specifically, but about like certain move steals, kind of like Conan's I just showed off, that you can do like moves like this are gonna pop up no matter what. So if I do something like this, right, and then I just do it again, it's gonna pop them up again like super easily, and it doesn't like hard knock them down or anything like that. This is the kind of move steal that you can get a lot of damage with, and I'm gonna put a list. Like, probably in the description, if you really want to know all the characters, I'll just leave a list in the description of all the characters you can do that with, so that you can pretty much get this combo I'm about to show off with all those characters. So let me quickly show off this combo, and I'll explain kind of how it works right afterwards. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's really good. So what I was doing there, right? So once you get this move steal, you're re-standing them, so only one hit of gravity has been used, and then you're basically kind of just doing like a normal combo, except you're doing 2-2 in a crumple stun. It's pretty much just one of these, but you can't get that 4-4. I've tried, believe me. You can't get that 4-4, so you kind of have to do a standing 2-2, because it's faster and it leaves them popping up a little more. And then you can kind of go for a normal ender, but instead of going for a normal, ender, you go for one of these instead. And then do another restand. So you can't really do, like, at the very end of the combo, you can't get, like, a 2-2 into it, because too much gravity has already been used. Like, if you do a 2-2, you can't even do, like, I know a lot of times you can also do this. Like, you can get a command grab after that, but the command grab also doesn't connect after that because it's just too much gravity has been used up. So your only option after this is just doing a restand. And you don't have to do a move steal either. Like you still have a lot of damage. Instead of doing a move steal, you can just either end it in back 3, end it in back 3 ender, or you can just end it like this. And then Shujinko is charging, and you got the frame advantage, and he's restanding. Leave him a little further away with back if you want. Leave him a little closer with forward. You can do what you want at the end of the combo. You don't have to do a move steal at the end of it. But I did pick Omni Man though, also because fun fact about Omni Man's move steal, this move steal doesn't actually combo with his back variation. So this overhead one, like you can see up there, it actually doesn't combo. It only combos with the forward one. So the forward one has a lot more hit stun than the mid does. But this move has such a long startup that it just it doesn't combo, which is I think the only move that you can steal that doesn't combo with Shujinko once you have hit confirm into it, which is kind of unfortunate. But you can hit confirming, just make sure you do forward cameo into this. So again, I'll leave a list in the description of characters that can actually do that combo I just showed off with like doing this in the back 3 and then doing like the whole combo at that point, so that you can practice it yourself and know exactly who you can do it with. Alright, I think that's going to do it for this. Let's move on to the next thing. Alright, Ermac. Ermac is kind of pretty similar to the restand ones, especially the ones you can get a phone call with. I don't think I mentioned them earlier, but I should have. You can do the same thing with like Cyrax Sub-Zero, but Ermac has, these long-ass, like, he's just there for a long time. Which means, you can get a phone call, but you can get Shujinko, and you can actually get some pretty big no-bar combos with this. Like, you don't have to spend a bar to wait for Shujinko. It's kind of cool. It doesn't do a ton, like if you did it with a bar, but you can still do no-bar combos and get a decent amount of damage with 2 move steals, which I think is Ermac's the only one you can do that with. Let me show that off real quick. Yep, 44%. Unfortunately, I couldn't actually get the phone call because you can't do a phone call in the corner, so you can't do that. But if if you're all the way like to the left or something, or you know you're not near the corner, you can get a phone call after landing one of those other ones like this. It is very, very possible. So yeah, that's kind of all I really kind of needed to show off with Ermac. You can easily just do like the normal combo as well. Just like doing like the one of these, and then do like the full 2-bar or 1-bar with the other restanders that I've showed off. But that was just a really unique like Ermac thing you could do because, you know, it leaves from there for so long. You could just charge a whole Shujinko without spending a bar. But anyway, that's about it for Ermac. Let's move on. Okay, Takeda, right? So obviously in the corner, you're just gonna get a double restand. It's pretty obvious. But I just want to show off that you can in fact get a 2-2 and then extend it mid-screen. Like this is mid-screen right now. You can do this mid-screen. Like come on, that's awesome. This isn't even the most optimal version, and I'm still getting over 50% for no bar. Like I could have spent a par doing this at the end of it, charging Shujinko. Right? And then at the very end of this, I could have just gotten another 2 Shujinko move steals. Oh, if I was in the corner. Unfortunately, this back 3 doesn't actually work, unless I'm in the corner right now. But you can't actually reach them if you do a back 3 into it. So if you're not in the corner, you're kind of just have to end it with this. But if that combo does lead you to the corner, then yeah, obviously, go for another 2 restands with that. It's kind of awesome. And in the corner, obviously, you want to do like 4-4 and do it again, and not 2-2. 2-2, you only want to do mid-screen. In the corner, yeah, obviously, doing 4-4 into it is a lot better. You just get a lot more damage. Yeah, 60%. And yes, obviously, you can charge Shujinko that entire time. That is a very possible combo. So yeah, Takeda move still broken. I just wanted to show off that you can get the 2-2 into it mid-screen and still get 2 extensions from it mid-screen. But anyway, we're moving on. Alright, Geras. What the hell do you do for Geras? Well, for his move steal, for his time stop, right? I'm not gonna lie, that is a pretty good way to do it. You can do something like this into a phone call, and then you can get an extension like this. And you can get quite a bit of damage for it. It's actually pretty nice. And that was for no bar as well. However, there was something else you could do. A double move steal with, normally if you do something like this, right? You get into like this. You cannot do another time stop. It just knocks them back. But that doesn't mean you can't combo with this and get a time stop after that, because it is actually very possible with a bar. Let me show this combo off, because it's pretty awesome. Yeah, 47%. It might not be over 50%, because honestly, with Geras, usually you kind of expect over 50% combo. But I mean, that's still just a really sick combo to land, especially with like a double move steal with Geras is kind of already pretty sick. So 47% with a bar for GhostFace is still really good. Granted, I think you're still getting more with a normal restander, but with GhostFace, that is, I mean, at least with the Geras move steal, that is kind of the most you could get with that, and it's still a lot. It's still really fun to land, and I just like it. It's pretty cool. Just be weird though that if you do the time stop in the corner, you could just do 2-2-2 in the back 3, and then do like an ender with that if you have to settle for that. If you end like a long combo in the corner with this, you kind of just have to go 2-2-2 into back 3 into ender, because you can't get the phone call in the corner. So just be wary of that if you have them in the corner with a time stop. But that will do it for Geras. Alright, and of course we had to save GhostFace for last, because the GhostFace mirror matches with GhostFace Shujinko are insane, especially in the corner. Once you have a GhostFace cornered and you land a hit, you can get so much damage because of this cheeky ass move. This move you can combo into. And I'm gonna show off a really big combo real quick, alright, if you don't mind. Of course, I don't think it's still as much as Takeda's, but this combo you do with GhostFace is still really cool, alright? So let me show this off real quick. God damn, 56% for that. That's like a full Shujinko and a half, alright, that you just used. And you're wondering what I did at the end there? That was actually his forward down, or his down forward down, which normally would actually just like, would normally just kind of do this, and if you land it, it just knocks him down instead of the down back down, which would actually keep him propped up. Unfortunately though, you can't actually do that twice. I just tried to do it there, just did the normal restand, because you can't actually do like this move twice in one combo. But you can do this move into another one of the down forward down ones. Which what I just did there was I let him hit, right? I did this, and then I just like special canceled into down forward 3, and then I let go of this. I let go of RB just in time. Yeah, I dropped it there. But what you're doing, right? What you're doing is you're trying to like let go as soon as you kind of do this, and then you press 1. You press 1 like right after you let go, and then you get a combo. So that's kind of how I got the ending of that. You could just like do one of these as an ender, and you would still get a decent amount of damage. But you know, it's really cool just to do this as the ender. It's quite nice. I like it a lot. But that's pretty much all I need to show off for GhostFace. Just know that if you have GhostFace Shujinko move seal in the corner, practice that. It's so worth it to practice that. It's so good. I think that's actually going to do it for the GhostFace video, though. That's pretty much everything I know with GhostFace. GhostFace was actually like the character that I learned first with Shujinko. That I mean, obviously I learned Omni Man Shujinko first, but this was when I had to learn how to use Shujinko good. Like I didn't just use like, you know, pop-ups and do some basic stuff. I learned some really cool stuff you can do with Shujinko because of GhostFace. And then that also elevated my Omni Man gameplay because I started to learn more about Shujinko. Let's move on to the outro then. Well, here ends yet another tutorial video with yet another one of my mains. I don't have very much of my mains left, but god damn, this is fun to do. I hope y'all learned something new with GhostFace Shujinko. I hope y'all learned something new, at least with Shujinko, maybe. Or even GhostFace, because this team is fun. I really wish y'all would try it out. Try it out. It's worth it. It's definitely worth it. But anyway, I hope y'all enjoy the video. Leave a like and thumbs up and all that kind of stuff. And sub for more. And I will see you on the next one. Later.